It's a beauty, but she's not normal. She dipped her finger in some chili powder and put it in the sulfuric acid. She didn't take it out until the pungent smell of stinky tofu came out. Then use a rag to strangle it layer by layer. Do you think it's weird? At 78 years old, she wants to turn herself into 18 years old. The old woman is waiting for a miracle to happen. But in the end it can't match the arrangement of fate. Her fingers are getting more and more wrinkled. Although it fails every time, the old woman is still very tenacious. She has to do it. Just because she was greedy and deceived the lecherous king. Just a few days ago she was singing in front of her window. The sweet voice attracted the lecherous king. The king was sure that she's a beautiful girl. In order to see her face, the king took out hundreds of millions of jewels, then sent his bodyguard to bring her jewels. But she is ugly, dare not open the door. She can only hand out a basket on a conveyor belt and let him put the gift in the basket. Send it back on the conveyor belt. She never saw such an expensive thing. Although wearing her body does not show any beauty at all. But Emma loves it. Her sister Dora wants to try it too. But Emma does not allow her to touch. The seeds of desire also germinate. The king saw the beauty did not respond. Come to the house every night. Dora wants to tell the truth, but was stopped by her sister. How could she pass up such a great opportunity? So she tightened her throat and deceived the king that she was a 16-year-old girl who had never had any boyfriends. So she didn't dare to meet him at all, hoping to give her some time, and promised to show the king her fingers in 10 days. When the king heard this, he thought she had an interesting soul. So he happily agreed to her. Since then, Emma has been trying to make her fingers pink and tender day and night. But she didn't succeed until the day she agreed with the king. Emma is very bad old woman. At the critical moment, when the king was about to break in, she saw her sister Dora's finger. Because Dora has the habit of sucking her fingers are extremely delicate. Emma is like pulling a life-saving straw. Immediately handed it to the king. The king obsessively kisses a girl's finger. But behind that door are two 99-year-old old women. The king doesn't know yet and wants the girl to enter the palace to serve him. Emma took the opportunity to pretend to be a girl's voice and agreed to the king. She also asked the king to spare all the guards, put out all the candles in the palace. She doesn't allow anyone to see her. The king eagerly agreed to her. So Emma asked her sister to use glue to flatten her skin and stick it together. Taking advantage of the dark night, she put on a rag and came to the palace to have a poignant night with the king. The king was very curious about the beauty, but if he looks closely, it turns out to be a very ugly old woman. The king was so angry that he ordered the soldiers to throw her off the cliff. Fortunately, she was hung on a tree. It hangs like this for 7 days and 7 nights. Her smell was so bad that the pig didn't even notice her. At this time, passing an old witch, she hit the trunk with a stick covered with moss. Then Emma fell off. The old witch gave Emma a sip of her own milk. Then a miracle happened. Emma quickly transformed into a sleeping beauty at a speed visible to the naked eye. At this time, the king was hunting and was fascinated by the beauty. So he took her back to the palace. She became the queen admired by all. At this time, Emma did not forget her sister. She also invited Dora to come to the dance. However, Dora could not find a trace of her sister. Can you believe it? This beautiful queen turned out to be the older sister of an 80-year-old woman. Dora wants to know how Emma became so young and beautiful. Emma said she didn't even know. But Dora doesn't believe it. She told everyone that the queen was her sister. Everyone thought she was crazy. Dora refused to leave until the dance was over. In a fit of rage, Emma lied that she had changed her skin and kicked Dora out of the palace. Dora thought it was true. So she found the barber Tony and asked him to peel off her skin with a lot of money. The barber couldn't resist the temptation of jewelry and led her to an uninhabited forest. Dora is very much looking forward to a miracle. But with a scream, Dora paid a painful price. She dragged her wounded body and died tragically on her way to the palace. And the beautiful queen is also rapidly aging at a speed visible to the naked eye. So she had to sneak away. Emma's lie killed his sister. She can only die in poverty and helplessness in the end. So every lie exposed has to pay a heavy price. Desire is always a bottomless black hole. In the fleeting years of time, peace is the real happiness.